I asked lots of people to share with us what's important to them and what family or loved ones mean to them, and the times that they unite with their family and loved ones, or the times that they perhaps don't. And if a time came where we were unable to make a decision for ourselves, that's when it would be important for those close to us to know what really matters to us and what decisions we'd like them to make on our behalf. What do you like to do with your loved ones?
Hi everyone, nice to meet you all. My name's Shalini.
Hi, my name's Nikki. I don't do a lot of family events. I don't really have a great deal of contact with my family. I'm a transgender woman.
And something that our family does that's really important to us is play a card game called 3 Not 4. We play it every couple of nights and it's really important to us. It just helps us to get close together as a family and have a little bit of fun.
While I do still have relationships with some of my family members, I certainly wouldn't go to an event with all of them together, for instance. So for me, my found family, like the queer community, are far more important to me.
How do you celebrate special occasions?
Hello, my name's Johnny. I'm a stand-up comedian. Having come from a Greek background, as you can imagine, Greeks, Italians, or Southern Mediterranean, they're very big on family. Everything that is done around Christmas and Easter has to be with the family.
And the queer community events, things like a Pride March, a Midsummer Festival, things like that, they're far more important to me than the sort of traditional events like Christmas or Easter, things like that.
Every Christmas we go to my grandparents' place and have a massive water fight. All our extended relatives are there and it's great fun.
What have you missed about getting together with people during lockdowns?
I'm really missing my family, my friends, the social get-togethers.
What's your most prized possession?
Hi, my name is Sunanda. My family's Indian, but third generation Indian Thai. I have a pillow that I've had since I was a baby. I still embarrassingly sleep with it every night. I want it to be buried with me.
My most treasured possession is my computer, which I spent a few years saving up for. Now I use it to play video games.
I do have, and I brought this to show because it's pretty. It's my grandmother's jewellery box, which she gave to me before she passed away.
The things that are most important to me are my dogs and family.
Sentimental, a little mementos of times when I felt seen, when I felt acknowledged by people. For instance, my bracelet here, which I got given on my debut, the night that I came out, and it's got my name, Nikki, on one side, and the date, which I came out on the other, which a friend had made for me that night.
What I think is most important for my grandparents currently is their house. They love their house. It's a very old property and they love the character that it has. I also think they love living in their hometown.
Sometimes it's necessary for the Victorian Civil and Administrative Tribunal, or VCAT, to appoint someone to make decisions on behalf of a person who has lost decision-making capacity. This might be due to illness or a disorder affecting the brain, such as dementia. If you need to make a decision for someone else, it's important to try to make the decision the person would have made themselves if they were able to, which is why it is ideal for it to be someone who knows the person well to help inform the decision.
I often get asked what the difference between an administrator and a guardian is. The simplest way of putting it is that an administrator is responsible for financial decisions, so that might be things like paying bills or collecting rent or even selling property. An administrator would normally be given access to someone's bank accounts, and it's very important that they keep records.
A guardian is responsible for personal decisions, for example, helping to decide where someone lives, considering who they live with, who might visit them, and what services they do or do not access.
But this means that an administrator and a guardian often do have to work together to make sure that the best outcomes happen for the person that they're both acting on behalf of.
It can be hard to make a decision on behalf of someone else. You may need advice from the Office of the Public Advocate. This was the case in Pat's story.
Pat was still living at home And VCAT had appointed her daughter Sue to be administrator, which meant Sue was responsible for financial decisions, and her son David was her guardian, which meant he was responsible for personal decisions. Pat had a fall and broke her hip, and when she returned home, the medical team identified that there were steps at the front and the back of her house, and this was going to be a hazard for Pat. Sue felt that they should sell Pat's house, buy Pat a little unit, and then there'd be some money left over in the bank for Pat should she need it. But David thought that Pat was in a perfectly safe financial position, that she could make some modifications on the home, and he believed that she would prefer to stay in the home if she could. And they both had the best of intentions. Sue was looking at it from a financial perspective. David was looking at it from a personal perspective. He thought that's what Pat would want. And they couldn't agree, so they called the Office of the Public Advocate, OPA, and asked for advice. And OPA advised them that in instances where it's not going to be detrimental to the person's financial position, the will and preference takes priority, which meant that David's opinion as guardian, that Pat would prefer to stay at home, was the overriding decision. So Pat did make modifications and was able to stay home. The Office of the Public Advocate is a great resource for people who have been appointed as an administrator or a guardian and are having to make tough decisions.
A guardian's role when representing the personal choices for someone actually takes priority over financial decisions, as long as they are financially viable. So it's really important to understand the values and will and preference of the person they're representing. The Office of the Public Advocate, OPA for short, is an independent and statutory body which works to protect and promote the rights and dignity of people with a disability. If the disagreement can't be resolved, then it may be necessary to apply to VCAT to help determine the decision. Anyone can apply to VCAT for a guardianship or administration order for an adult who needs support. Seniors Rights Victoria encourages you to talk to those close to you about what's important while you can.